Some moments in life begin with a beautiful promise, but later become a test that no one could have expected. The story of Prophet Yusuf began with a remarkable dream that carried a special meaning. But that dream would soon be followed by one of the most difficult journeys a person could face. As a young child, Prophet Yusuf shared a dream with his father, Prophet Yaqub. He saw a vision that held great significance, and his father understood that Allah had chosen Yusuf for something special. It was a moment filled with hope, love, and the promise of a unique future. But life would not unfold in an easy way for him. The same dream that represented a great destiny would become connected with a series of painful events. Before reaching the honor Allah had prepared for him, Prophet Yusuf would experience separation, betrayal, and loneliness. His journey reminds us that a person's path to greatness is not always filled with comfort. Sometimes, the greatest transformations begin with the hardest challenges. A difficult moment may feel like the end of a story, while in reality, it may be the beginning of something far greater. The early life of Prophet Yusuf teaches us that Allah's plans are beyond what human beings can see. Even when circumstances appear confusing, there can be wisdom hidden behind every event. But the greatest test was still ahead. The young boy, who carried a beautiful dream, would soon face a moment of betrayal that would change his life forever and reveal the incredible strength of his faith. One of the most painful experiences a person can face is being hurt by those they trust the most. For Prophet Yusuf, the greatest challenge of his childhood came not from strangers, but from those closest to him. Because of jealousy and misunderstanding, his brothers made a decision that would separate him from his family. They took him away and left him in a well, changing the course of his life in a single moment. For a young child, being abandoned in such a place would have been a terrifying experience filled with fear and uncertainty. Yet even in that dark moment, Prophet Yusuf was never truly alone. What looked like a painful ending was actually the beginning of a journey planned by Allah. The well that seemed like a place of loss would become the first step toward a greater purpose. This moment teaches a powerful lesson about trust and patience. People may create difficulties for us, and situations may not make sense at the time. But Allah's plan is always greater than what we can understand. Prophet Yusuf's story shows that betrayal may break the heart, but it cannot stop the destiny Allah has written. The same child who was left behind in a well would one day rise to a position of honor, proving that hardship can become the path to something extraordinary. Inside the darkness of the well, Prophet Yusuf faced a moment of complete uncertainty. Separated from his family and surrounded by darkness, he experienced a trial that would have overwhelmed many people. But even in that lonely place, Allah's presence and protection remained with him. The well was not the end of Prophet Yusuf's story. It was a turning point in a journey that would eventually lead him toward a greater purpose. Although he could not see what was ahead, Allah's plan was already unfolding. This moment teaches us that difficult situations do not mean we have been forgotten. Sometimes, the places that feel like our lowest points can become the beginning of our greatest transformations. Prophet Yusuf's patience during this test reminds us that faith is not only shown during times of comfort. It is revealed when a person continues to trust Allah even when the path ahead is unclear. The pain Prophet Yusuf experienced seemed impossible to understand at that moment. A child separated from his family, betrayed by his own brothers, and left alone in a well would appear to be facing a tragic ending. But behind that painful event was a wisdom far greater than anyone could see. What looked like a loss was actually part of Allah's greater plan. The separation from his family would lead Prophet Yusuf toward a journey that would shape his character, strengthen his patience, and prepare him for a future he could not imagine. His story teaches us that some hardships carry hidden blessings. A difficult chapter does not mean the entire story is finished. Sometimes, Allah closes one door to guide a person towards something far greater. Prophet Yusuf's greatest pain became the beginning of his greatest transformation. His journey reminds us that even in moments of confusion and sadness, Allah's wisdom is always present, guiding every step. Loneliness can be one of the hardest emotions a person experiences, especially when they feel separated from everyone they love. Prophet Yusuf faced this feeling at a very young age. He was taken away from his family, placed in an unfamiliar situation, and forced to continue a journey he never expected. But his strength did not come from his surroundings. It came from his connection with Allah. Even when he was far from his home and surrounded by uncertainty, his faith remained a source of comfort and hope. Prophet Yusuf did not allow loneliness to destroy his spirit. Instead, he continued to trust Allah's plan, knowing that every moment of his life had a purpose. His patience during those difficult times became a foundation for the greatness that would come later. His story teaches us an important lesson. Being alone does not mean being abandoned. A person may lose the support of people around them, but they are never beyond Allah's care. The loneliness Prophet Yusuf experienced was not the end of his journey. It was a stage that prepared him for the responsibility, wisdom, and honor that Allah would later grant him. The well was meant to be a place where Prophet Yusuf would be forgotten, but Allah had written a completely different future for him. What appeared to be a moment of loss became the beginning of a journey toward honor, wisdom, and a greater destiny. After being left in the well, Prophet Yusuf was discovered and taken to a new land where his life would continue to unfold in unexpected ways. Every step of his journey carried lessons that would prepare him for the role Allah had planned for him. The child who was once separated from his family would grow into a person known for his patience, integrity, and wisdom. The hardships he experienced did not break him. Instead, they shaped his character and strengthened his ability to handle greater responsibilities. This part of Prophet Yusuf's story reminds us that we often cannot see the purpose behind difficult moments while we are living through them. A setback may actually be a step towards something greater. The journey from the darkness of the well to a position of honor shows that Allah can transform the most painful situations into opportunities beyond human imagination. What begins with hardship can end with blessings that were never expected. After years of challenges and uncertainty, Prophet Yusuf witnessed the mercy of Allah in a way that showed the power of patience and trust. The hardships that once caused pain became part of a greater journey filled with wisdom and purpose. The child who was abandoned in a well was eventually raised to a position of honor and responsibility. The moments of loneliness, betrayal, and struggle were not forgotten, but they became the foundation for the person he would become. Prophet Yusuf's story reminds us that Allah's help may not always arrive immediately, but it always comes with perfect timing and wisdom. A difficult chapter does not mean the story has ended. His journey teaches us to remain patient during trials, because Allah can replace hardship with something far greater than we expected. The same situation that once brought tears can later become a source of gratitude and strength. The story of Prophet Yusuf continues to inspire people because it carries lessons that remain powerful across every generation. His journey was filled with challenges, but his patience, faith, and trust in Allah transformed every hardship into a path toward greatness. One of the greatest lessons from his life is that difficult moments do not define the end of a person's story. The well, the separation, and the struggles he faced were only chapters in a much bigger plan. Prophet Yusuf teaches us the importance of patience when life becomes difficult, forgiveness when we have been hurt, and trust when the future seems uncertain. He showed that maintaining good character during hardship is a sign of true strength. His story reminds us that Allah's wisdom is greater than our understanding. What feels like a loss today may become the beginning of something better tomorrow. The journey of Prophet Yusuf leaves us with a timeless message. Never lose hope, because Allah can turn the darkest moments into a beautiful future.